Welcome everybody. Hello. This is Pindorama Terra, Brasilis, here at Dublin South FM, and we are blessed, full of good vibes and good, brilliant energy because we have someone really special, a black woman, a Brazilian woman. Can I say that? Is that okay for you if I say a black Brazilian woman? How do you see yourself? Welcome, Alessandra Azevish.
Thank you. Yes, I'm a black woman.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a Pindoramica woman.
Wow, we are all Pindorama. Even the woman, the blonde woman that is there behind the scenes, the boss, she's here today. Hello, Alison. I'm good. I'm good. How are you? That's nice. Okay, so you can tell us more. Yes, because next week we will be back here with a special guest, Alison. I hope you can make it. Can you make it? Thank you, thank you. So, and I guess next week is going to be a good opportunity for you to share this experience. And yes, thank you. Because today we have Alessandra, and Alessandra is such an important and huge woman working and bringing our culture, our dance, our the importance of taking part in a community that I am so proud to had the chance and to finally organize her coming because I'm trying for so long,
I know.
Alessandra.
I apologize for that.
No, don't be sorry. It's fine. Everything has the right time.
That's
to
right. I
happen.
believe in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks for not giving up on me.
And I love the color of her clothes. Like it's good people can see us there because we will be on YouTube, and people can also send us messages on WhatsApp. And if you want, you can ask questions to Alessandra by the time she's here. And Alessandra is in Ireland since 2015. I will just do a short introduction just to bring some context for those who are listening to us. And she is a dancer, and she is instructor from performer, instructor, dancer, and capoeirista from Salvador. And she is working with African diaspora population and Afro-Brazilian, of course. And Alessandra is doing some work, with choreographers like Catherine Young, John Scott, and much more, and working with the Dublin City Council. And she is a dance festival associate artist with no, this is Pop Baby.
This is Pop Baby.
Yes. Alessandra, why Ireland?
Well, I believe you have interviewed a lot of Brazilians, and the first instinct is to say, I'm here to learn English. In fact, that was the plan. And I planned to come here for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I had no English. I knew very little words like ketchup, like saying hi. Very little that we learn in school.
Yeah.
The verbo to be, and that's it. To stay forever there.
That's all we know when we study in Brazil.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
But then I understood that behind the idea of coming to Ireland is that English was something much deeper, and I only understood that after allowing myself to stay here.
What is it is about the water in Ireland? Because once you drink the water, you cannot leave. Because they can do Guinness with their water as well. This is the 3 words I can say in Irish. I will be learning Irish very soon. I can say Gurumagagat, I can say Slancha, and I can say Guinness.
That's nice. That's
so
a
if
good
you
start.
drink Guinness and if you drink the water, you cannot leave the country. And okay, 6 months, it's not enough.
Yeah.
And then you decided to stay, and what came next?
Well, I would challenge myself here and saying, Konusutato.
Oh.
I have intention to learn Irish, and I've been trying to learn, but yeah. It takes some time. It's quite hard.
Yeah.
And also profound.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It's not simple. Like
no, but I mean the meaning behind all the things in Irish. It's just so meaningful and so wise, And I believe most of the colonizers, they have an agenda to, kill the language that really communicates with a deeper, meaningful thing for ourselves. Yeah, but I am here. I was here to learn English, and that was it. 6 months wasn't enough, and then I kept going for a little while, and then I stayed at least 2 years learning English in school. And then after that, I started teaching capoeira and engaging more with community. With the Brazilian community. And then, I understood that whatever was happening for me in Ireland was beyond learning English.
Yes, and I guess by the time, like, you were here for almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
And we had very little Brazilian population here.
Not quite. There was actually the boom just before the there was a lot actually. I was surprised. Every time I'd go out to anything, I'd see a lot of Brazilian people. I feel like there is a new kind of wave of Brazilian people right now after the pandemic.
Yes.
And after it goes also after Bolsonaro, like who is after
destroyed.
The COVID and all those things, like different people came, and it's nice to be confluenced with different Brazilians now. Seeing like two completely different times of Brazilians in Ireland.
Yeah, because I'm sorry about the noise. You see, Alessandra is just making people wishing to send messages. Yes, I have to check because the phone is just like telling us, like sending this noise, and I also need to tell people what do you have to send, but I do this just in a while, because when I moved here there was 13,000 Brazilians.
Wow.
In 2016. So if you arrived in 15, most of like this kind of number. And I remember like walking on streets and listening to Brazilian Portuguese all the time. And now it's just even worse, I think, because we are cousins. How do you see the connection? It's just so funny. How do you feel like the similarity and everything that we share with Irish? Isn't that strange?
Yeah. That is a story that I love.
Okay, tell us.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we'll be able to make justice of this story about High Basal. It's an island. Actually, I thought I was going to be speaking Portuguese, and I'd love to say hello, olá, para todo mundo que não fala inglês e que está aqui com a gente. Saúdo vocês, pessoas do Brasil, escutando online. Muito bem-vindos a escutar pouquinho de português também. I was just saying hello to my friends from Brazil who probably don't speak English, and I think I invited so many people to be here with us. So
a gente praticamente, assim, não faz nem 10 minutos que a gente está no ar. O tempo voa, mas a gente sempre faz isso. A gente faz uma introdução em inglês, em respeito, a gente está num espaço comunitário. E é claro que a gente faz também uma introdução em português. Obrigada por ter dado o toque inicial, porque esse Pindorama é feito para quem está nos ouvindo dentro e fora da Irlanda. A gente tem muitos ouvintes fora do Brasil. E eu espero que todo mundo possa mandar mensagem. Se você quiser interagir conosco, você pode mandar uma mensagem para o Pindorama Terra Brasilis no Instagram. Você pode mandar uma mensagem para o nosso perfil da rádio no Instagram, e também tem o telefone agora da rádio, se você quiser interagir. Até eu tô esperando aqui, tô monitorando, porque alguém já me mandou uma mensagem mais cedo falando: Fernanda, como é que eu faço para poder me comunicar? Então eu já passei aqui, eu só tô querendo confirmar o número para não falar bobagem. Você manda pro WhatsApp da rádio, porque a rádio Dublin South FM tem WhatsApp, e você pode mandar direto para nós, que a gente vai ouvir e vai ler a sua mensagem, que é o mais 353 129 60939. Esse é o número da rádio. Você pode mandar um WhatsApp para lá. E daí, quais são as semelhanças assim que você vê entre a nossa comunidade, o nosso jeito de viver e tudo isso que é assim, essa estranha conexão que a gente tem com a Irlanda? Se quiser responder em português, pode responder.
Responder em português. Eu acho que quando as pessoas estão dispostas a se conectar, né, tem uma frase muito legal que é: nós temos mais coisas em comum do que diferenças.
Com certeza.
Então eu acho que, óbvio, né, o povo irlandês é um povo que gosta muito de festa, que gosta de estar ali, né, na presença, aproveitando a vida. E é um povo muito alegre, então é uma coisa assim que é nossa também, né? O brasileiro, ele tem essa fama, né? De bom vivant, de saber aproveitar a vida, de estar na presença, de viver um dia após o outro. E eu acho que depende muito do estado de espírito das pessoas, elas vão se conectar com essa essência, né? Por exemplo, quando você vem para cá, que você tá numa situação de migração, onde você passa por várias questões, né? Então, você tá ali na labuta, raramente você vai estar no estado de espírito que você vai conectar com essa parte bom vivant do irlandês. Então, acho que dependendo do estado de espírito, você vai se conectar muito com o irlandês, porque ele é
receptivo. E ele tem essa energia também, né?
E eu acho que dependendo do estado de espírito deles também, né? Que também é uma coisa que sempre troca.
Com certeza.
A gente, dependendo de onde você mora, em Dublin, ou em Dublin, ou outra parte, né? Que hoje eu moro em Dublin, não estou mais morando em Dublin. Então é uma outra energia, é um outro welcome. Então acho que depende muito de onde você tá na Irlanda, né? O momento que você tá. Né? Se você tá, de repente, vestido com a roupa de delivery, a recepção é uma. Se você tá na festa, a noite toda, né, toda embelezada, é outra energia. Então, depende muito do estado de espírito e aonde você tá. E aí você vai se conectar de formas completamente diferentes. Os mesmos personagens, a mesma pessoa, dependendo de qual personagem que ela vai estar, ela vai ter uma interação completamente diferente com os irlandeses.
Até isso eu acho que a gente é muito parecido, porque no Brasil também. No Brasil, você vê até que recentemente teve uma fala de um candidato a vice-prefeito que ele falou o jeito que a polícia aborda o cidadão nos jardins é um, e o jeito que a polícia aborda o cidadão na periferia é outro. Então a gente também traz até nisso, olha, se despertou uma coisa que eu não tinha percebido. Que eu nem tinha, assim, sabe? Porque é exatamente assim, até essa semelhança eu também acho.
Eu acho que vai além, não fica só na Irlanda e Brasil, sabe? Eu acho que os seres humanos, de uma forma geral, eles estão em busca, né, dessa conexão, ou também, né, dependendo do estado de espírito da pessoa também, né, a gente teve várias questões recentemente sobre, enfim, todo esse, como é que a gente fala? Tem palavras que eu esqueço em português, viu, gente?
Normal.
Toda essa xenofobia, né?
Quanto tempo faz que você não vai pro Brasil? Ou
Desde
você vai com
2022. Quem me dera ir com frequência. Isso é uma coisa que eu quero muito.
A sua família está em Salvador?
Tem muita gente em Salvador, a maioria, mas a minha família mais próxima, como mãe, irmãos, estão em São Paulo.
Eu estava esperando ouvir um sotaque mais...
Assim como todos.
Soteropolitano, né?
Eu nasci em Salvador, e aí em 1989, façam as contas, sou muito jovem, e aí eu vou pra... Aí o processo de migração meu já começa em 91, quer dizer, eu ainda um baby de 2 anos de idade, minha mãe e meu pai, eles vão pra São Paulo. Buscar refúgio, né? Aquela velha história nordestina.
Que é um imigrante, porque é outro país, né?
Tecnicamente.
Totalmente. Desculpa, assim, eu amo o meu país, eu amo o meu Brasil, e eu tive a felicidade também de morar em vários lugares. Salvador, ai, meu sonho de consumo, pode me convidar para trabalhar em Salvador que eu vou.
E eu volto a Salvador, inclusive, né, antes de ir embora para França, que eu fui para França com 21 anos. E aí eu fui para Salvador para meio que me despedir, para conhecer a terra que eu nunca tinha ido, tecnicamente, até onde eu nasci.
Sim.
Não, mentira, isso eu estava com 21 anos. Eu fui antes, quando meu pai faleceu, a gente foi para Salvador e passamos 3 anos lá. Então, a minha relação com Salvador, assim, de tomada de decisão mesmo, é depois que eu venho para Irlanda, que eu começo a me conectar mais com minha ancestralidade. E eu quero entender por que é que sou assim. Por quê? Né? E aí buscar essas raízes foi necessário esse retorno a Salvador para poder me conectar com clareza sobre quem eu sou, né?
Sim.
Mas se eu calcular, assim, passei pouco tempo, assim, de vida, né, em Salvador. O suficiente para não aprender o meu sotaque. Mas é engraçado que quando eu tô lá, o sotaque ele vem com tudo.
Então, essa é uma coisa assim que eu lamento muito da minha trajetória, porque eu nasci em Belo Horizonte, eu passei a infância em Belo Horizonte. E aí, eu, sim, sempre, a minha mãe sempre mudando, indo, voltando, eu ainda preservava um sotaque de mineira. O mineirês estava comigo. Mas quando nasceu meu filho no interior de São Paulo, eu parei, eu perdi completamente meu sotaque. Isso é tão ruim, assim, eu fico lamentando, porque eu queria ter aquele som gostoso do mineiro, sabe? O som, assim,
Mineira
é
tudo de
lindo,
bom,
né? Os
tudo de
sons
bom.
do nosso país é
E
muito...
baiano e mineiro, poxa, é uma combinação muito linda.
É.
Eu amo meus amigos mineiros. Um beijo, meus amigos mineiros.
Qual é o seu signo?
I guess.
Oh my God, Leão?
Yes. Oh
Wow.
my God, that was good. That was quick. That was quick.
Yes, I was just asking some easy question to Alessandra, and we were just trying to how it was the first time that you made some capoeira. Where was the starting, like dance or capoeira?
Capoeira.
Capoeira.
That was the beginning. Yeah, I always loved dancing, really.
Mm-hmm.
But capoeira was very much a way to connect with my father.
Okay.
So yeah, because he was the first person who sang a capoeira song.
Really?
And yeah, for me.
Okay.
E vá dizer ao meu senhor que a manteiga derramou, e a manteiga do patrão caiu no chão, derramou. E aí ele cantava muito essa música, como se fosse uma música normal, assim, sabe? Eu sempre falei, pai, que música é essa? Ele falou, é capoeira, minha filha. Eu tinha 7 anos de idade.
Uhum.
E depois eu ouvi o som do berimbau. E aí eu falei, gente, que é isso, né? E eu senti uma conexão ancestral muito profunda.
Uhum.
Mesmo sem saber, você tá com 7 anos de idade. Como
Sim.
é que é isso? Você já tá sentindo, né?
Uhum.
E aí, quando eu vou para Salvador, depois que meu pai faleceu, eu acredito que eu entrei na capoeira como uma forma de reconectar com essa parte dele que ele tinha deixado, né? Assim, de uma forma ainda que involuntária.
Uhum.
Então, como não só eu, como minha mãe e meus irmãos, a gente foi para Salvador para meio que curar esse, né, do meu pai ter ido embora tão cedo. Ele tinha 32 anos, aí minha mãe também tinha 32, aí uma mulher, né, em São Paulo, com 4 filhos, aquela história. Então ela volta, né, faz esse movimento também de voltar para Salvador. E aí na escola, começaram a dar aula de capoeira, onde eu estudava. E aí quando eu vi aquilo, eu falei, eu vou ver qual que é.
Uhum.
E aí foi isso, eu tinha 13 anos, tinha Sim. 12 para 13 anos.
Você é mestre em capoeira?
Não.
Tá.
Inclusive... semestre
Mas você tem cordão, assim, você...
Então, eu tô no momento de sentar e tentar entender a capoeira e trazer eu estou ressignificando a capoeira dentro de mim, dentro do meu coração, dentro da minha história, dentro da minha trajetória, né? Porque a capoeira que eu aprendo, né? Porque as pessoas dividem, né? Capoeira regional, capoeira angola, capoeira contemporânea. Então, hoje eu, né, como adulta e também como um pouco, né, de curiosa, né, sobre essas questões, eu quero entender, e eu tô no meu processo de contracolonizar, né? Então, como que é uma capoeira dentro de um espaço que foi colonizado?
Sim.
Então, eu tô fazendo todas essas perguntas e aí eu tô meio que me afastando para ver de fora. Então, hoje eu não estou pertencendo a nenhum grupo de capoeira. E eu tô no meu processo de questionar mesmo, questionar para mim, né? E dentro de um viés ancestral, o que é a capoeira.
Sim.
Então, tô como que é saindo da ilha para ver a ilha.
Okay. But, and what was the first time you found yourself here in Ireland working on, because I think something really important that's good to mention, and I always tell, like, this is the 57th edition of Pindorama. We are here for, yes, Alison, can you believe? Yes, 57 already. And we always talk about the importance, like, for me, myself, for me it's really, really important that Ireland is not a colonizing country. They were never colonizers. And of course I fell in love for Ireland 8 years ago. I'm still here, and something that made me like stay here was this thing about colonization. And what was the first experience you had here as a Black Brazilian woman, bringing your history and everything we have, being a Latin, because I see myself as a Latin woman, and I know the weight of this thing in this world. When this came to you and how?
Yeah, it wasn't very much in my conscious mind, to be perfectly honest with you. But after I understood that movement of myself finding a place to live and to call it home as a black migrant, and yet there is a lot of opportunities there for you to restart, to reset
all the time, I think.
Yeah, and for me, there is this like preconception of, okay, if you are in the stamp 4, let's say it, in like one of the work you can do, it's very much like a cleaner, or babysitter, or working in a bar, working late in pubs and stuff. So for me, I was doing that for a long time, and I wasn't even questioning. I was just like, I really entered the survival mode, and I stayed there for a while until I realized that that's exactly what my ancestors did. Finding capoeira as a way of resisting a system that it's calling you to stay in certain work, in certain level in your life, be there to serve people, and not really succeed in as if you don't have dreams. So there is this like, basically the way the society is structured, like if you are a migrant person, naturally, like you're gonna get the jobs that people might don't want. Let's be honest, like unless you are an engineer, and yet if you are an engineer or a doctor, you must
prove yourself
again, get all the papers. And for me, I was like, you know what, I'm already here. If I was to start again, what would I do? So I was teaching capoeira in the park for free in Stephen's Green, and naturally there was more women coming to my classes. So I loved it. I was like, wow, that's beautiful. That just means, capoeira, it's martial arts, so maybe some women doesn't feel as comfortable to be learning from men. And yet I had a lot of things in my classes when a man would come to my class and see there was a woman, they would just turn and never come back.
Really?
Oh yeah. So there's a lot of challenge, but I feel like I start to make sense with everything after. I was very much like naive in everything I was doing, and I really thank my inner child that was just there, being brave enough and like not just stopping myself, and just like very innocent, just doing things and being playful and just keeping me alive, really. And that's when I make the comparison with the way my ancestors did in terms of capoeira, way of resisting. It's just showing resilience, really. That's how I feel like, even though I was struggling, cleaning toilets the whole fucking day, I'd find some time in the evening to teach a class and find joy, and
I'm sorry about the bad words, bad French. I'm sorry about her bad French, guys.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, it's part of being Irish. And thank you, Alison. Alison is agreeing, yes. But do you see capoeira as a fight, or we had Mestre Mamonzinho here?
Right.
I always bring capoeira as much as I can, and Chico Feitosa is coming at some stage.
Lovely. As he should.
Yeah, he lost himself when he said, okay, I'm here at the door, I'm late. Anyway, some stories about Pindorama. This is being Pindorama. Pindorama is real. And so do you see capoeira as a martial art, you said? It's not a dance.
It's a very great question.
Yeah.
If we go very philosophical, capoeira it's a way of living. If you're talking about things that people really go deep into anything, it can't be one thing or the other. It's more like, I can't help but talking about Master Nego Bispo. Yeah, he's a Quilombola master.
Did you know him?
I never met him, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah.
He passed last year.
He was murdered last year.
Oh,
sorry. I'm
no,
making a
Wesley
mistake.
Bispo. No,
No, not Bispo. Sorry. Yeah. Let's move on from there.
Yeah, I think
Excuse
you're talking
me.
about someone else.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you just mentioned Bolsonaro, and that came to my mind just straight away. So I have this. I'll find. Okay, let's move on. Sorry.
No, let's not repeat that name ever again here.
Yes.
We are in such a great
Bad luck.
That's worse than cursing. Come on, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you see the way
Bispo, yes.
you see the way you said, oh, you can't say a bad word, and then I'm here talking about something else, and I come back and then talk about Bolsonaro, and then I say that's worse than cursing, say his name. This is capoeira.
Okay.
This is know exactly when to give the right answer without being, how do we say, reactive.
Okay.
You know, it's knowing yourself, knowing that you can say something and holding that and saying only if you need. So capoeira is a dance. It is a martial art. It is a self-defense as well as a way of living. So like if you are a capoeirista, you bring capoeira wherever you go because it's a philosophy.
Yeah.
And you know, we can say it's a dance. It's a dance behind a fight. It's a fight behind the dance. And so for me, it's really hard to talk about capoeira without really understanding what capoeira is trying to tell you. It's capoeira is her own entity. I say her.
Yeah, because it's a female.
I say her because Nzinga.
Yeah.
It's the Queen Nzinga. The name Ginga comes from Nzinga, a queen from Angola, you know. So she, and Nzinga, it's, if you get the, you know, her name, it's basically negotiation. So capoeira is a negotiation. And I even say it's a negotiation for freedom, you know. But to negotiate your freedom, sometimes you have to fight. Yeah. Because not everybody's gonna say, oh, you know, let's negotiate it. But it's a lot of things in the system kind of leading you and tricking you, so you believe you have freedom. Yet it's a big lie. So yeah, capoeira is about negotiation, I believe. But if you ask me 300 times what capoeira is, I'm gonna give you different answers because it's so vast and there is so much. In capoeira, capoeira is its own entity. I can't even put a name to it.
Very good answer. My mind is blowing now. And was she living in Maranhão?
Nzinga?
Yeah. No?
I don't think so.
Have you read the books Escravidão from Laurentino Gomes?
No, haven't.
Okay, because he tells about this queen that came from Angola. And there is one place in Brazil that's falling apart because people are not looking after the way they should. It's kind of what's happening in Dublin now, because Dublin is falling apart for this new glasses buildings, and I have to mention that this is so frustrating for me because the beauty of this town is just the cities being like preserving, you know, the architecture and everything. So I feel sorry and upset when I see.
Well, you know, money has an agenda, so
it does, and we can still fight against it. Now it's 6:28. We are here at Dublin Side of TFM, and we have a message on WhatsApp. Eu acho que eu vou mudar agora para o português. Bom lembrar para vocês, ouvintes da rádio Dublin South FM, que o Pindorama aqui toda segunda-feira a gente tem essa participação nessa rádio, que é uma rádio comunitária, aliás, que estava concorrendo a um prêmio. I don't know, Alison, are you aware about the result of that thing we were mentioning down there? Do you know? I have to check that. Remember, there was a prize for Dublin South FM. They were running on... remember that? Yes, I want to check that as well. Anyway, and of course, a gente também traz aqui para vocês, porque a comunidade brasileira é uma comunidade expressiva na Irlandinha. E dia 27 de outubro a gente vai ter o segundo turno das eleições no Brasil. Gostaria de lembrar os brasileiros que moram aqui, que têm familiares morando ainda no Brasil e que vão estar envolvidos na eleição municipal, que é o segundo turno da eleição municipal, de dar uma olhada, ver o que está acontecendo, acompanhar de alguma forma, porque a gente não deixa de ser cidadão brasileiro, embora estando longe do Brasil. Eu faço questão de dizer isso sempre. Então, participe, porque se a gente comparar a última eleição em 2022, a participação da comunidade brasileira foi muito, muito expressiva, e isso vai acontecer daqui a 2 anos de novo. Portanto, é bem importante a gente acompanhar essa questão das eleições. Dia 27 tem o segundo turno. E também uma informação aqui que eu trouxe para vocês hoje, que eu achei que valeria a pena, que o Papa canonizou um indígena da Amazônia por ter realizado um milagre. Ele tomou essa decisão agora, recentemente. Ele canonizou um santo por ter realizado um milagre na Amazônia, não um indígena. Esse santo, que é um italiano, que se chama José Alamano, ele teria feito um milagre na Amazônia, salvando a vida de um indígena. A matéria está completa na Agência Brasil, que eu recomendo também que vocês assistam, leiam e acompanhem. E tem uma mensagem agora que eu vou ler. After all, I will read the message. Boa noite, Alessandra e Fernanda. Boa noite para quem nos escreve. Primeiramente, queria dizer que estar na presença da Alessandra é sempre um momento de muita paz e aprendizado. Eu queria saber quanto tempo levou para ela preparar a apresentação dela no Dublin Fringe Festival. Quem escreve é o Marcelo Ortega.
Ah, Ortega! Obrigada, querido. Ortega tocou no Quilombo Terra, hein?
E o Ortega veio aqui também, foi interessado. By the way, if you want to send us a message, you can just text us on WhatsApp. Radio Dublin South FM has its own WhatsApp for interaction, for take requests, right, Alison? Yes, you can do this. 35301-296-0939, the WhatsApp of the radio. Now, the answer. Yes.
Ortega, não é simples responder essa pergunta, mas eu vou tentar. It's not so easy to answer that question, but I will try my best. Terra was the name of the performance that I performed in Dublin Fringe Festival last month.
What is Dublin Fringe Festival?
Dublin Fringe Festival, it's a festival that's been there for the last 30 years and accommodates the vibrant, queer, and all the artists that are there to breaking patterns of even what people call art. It's very joyful, and I mean, the name speaks for itself. It's the fringe of whatever people understand as art. We had this year, I think we have more than 500 performers.
Wow.
In Dublin Fringe
Just
Festival.
in Dublin.
It's quite big. Yeah. Just in Dublin. Yeah. And I've been having a relationship with Dublin Fringe Festival for the last, since 2020. Yeah, it was during the pandemic that I started my relationship through WAFT. It's a program for people from the global majority, and that was my first door to connect with Dublin Fringe Festival. So, and after that, obviously, they kept supporting me. I performed in a show called Hot Brown Honey, with Hot Brown Honey, a show called Hive City Legacy in 2022. And then 2023, I applied to a bursary called Break New Ground to have the support from them to have my first work ever. So I'm still quite fresh. And that was my first solo piece called Terra, which initially was Terra Tears Teia. And then the name was a little bit too big, so we reduced for Terra. And also, so Terra started as myself, as my solo journey. And then I understood that I couldn't do anything about myself, so I stopped that journey. And then I started the Quilombo Terra. So as we have the African proverbs, if you want to go faster, go alone. if you want to go farther, go together. So I understood that in a very practical way. And then I felt like my voice can be strong enough, but if I have a voice of my own community, I can, I'm more fair with the diversity of the community, and the way I learned in capoeira, it's no other way to do things apart from being together.
Together, yes. You cannot do capoeira by yourself.
No.
Yeah.
So and I felt that I could apply that to starting this kind of community group called Quilombo Terra. And after that, okay, now we have Quilombo Terra, and then I came back to my own journey, my solo journey, to develop my piece, which was inspired very much when I when I started to research a little bit more of bell hooks. I love the way she says, I like to give name. Like she not necessarily wants to talk about racism. Like she says, I like to give name for the characters that the racism is the outcome. And then she goes, capitalism, white supremacy, patriarchy. So with those three words, capitalism, white supremacy, patriarchy, I started talking about my own story and how those structures have been affecting me up until now. But after I met Master Nego Bispo, and that's the thing, when you meet a master, you ask me, are you a master? I'm like, no way. But when you meet a master, like, they have the power to change and transform your life, and that's what happened when I met Master Nego Bispo. So he has a new book that he wrote before he passed called A Terra Dá, A Terra Quer. And it's a long story. You need to do a whole interview if you want to talk about Master Nego Bispo, to go deep, because he has influenced me and my work so deeply. That's the whole way that I was trying to bring the message through Terra, my piece. I changed it, trying to bring that in a counter-colonized context.
Yeah.
And so today I'm trying to be as close as possible to the narrative of, instead of, even you asked about how is it to be in Ireland, a country that has been colonized, and coming from a background as Brazil, they also have been colonized.
Yeah.
I think it's very different. It's completely different. I think we shouldn't even compare ourselves to Ireland in so many ways. Like what happened to Brazil, what happened to Ireland, even though they have not colonized anyone, or they actually have been suffered from colonization. It's completely different story. So, we are in Europe. We are in a completely different context.
Ireland is in Europe, yes.
Yes. So it's a completely different context. They didn't suffer any sort of, enslavement and all those things. So, and also the majority of people in Ireland is white, which they get the privilege that.
But Ireland was called at some stage the black from Europe.
Well,
you heard that, you know
did.
That. Yes.
No black, no dogs, no
Irish.
No Irish. Yeah,
yes.
I have heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm very careful to make a comparison between a country who has been colonized by European countries in the global south, and a country have been colonized in Europe.
Yeah.
And Ireland's a way older country than Brazil was before yeah, it's a very juicy conversation.
It is. It is, yes.
And that's now, like, I'm dancing, because that's the only way to make things lighter for me. It's when I can dance and express that through my body. So it's beyond like words, and yeah, it's a way to release a lot of things that words can be a little bit too harsh,
and people can misunderstand.
Well, that's what the mind does, isn't it?
Yeah. Because some one thing is what you say, and another thing is what people take. Yes. So the positive part of being in Ireland for me and my experience is to know that, of course, I think we are facing so many challenges like lately, and the pandemic has an impact in many ways, and social media, it's very responsible, and all the power. And of course, this is related to the power of the people taking, and doing the business related to social media. But anyway, I still feel and see connections between Brazilians and Irish people.
And you do have
especially the way we live and we go among each other, and I think this is positive. And I'm not saying you are judging, you are saying that is negative.
Oh no, it's not negative.
No way.
Yeah.
But you are so right telling, if you just bring a map of the world, people will always see Brazil in the south.
Yeah.
And
even it's very confusing to feel like Latina, because come on, Portugal, you go and colonize us, and then we're not even speaking the language of
we don't
all the
speak,
countries around us.
Sorry, I just say
you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like very lonely in a way as a Brazilian. That's why right now I introduce myself as an Afro-Pindoramica, and that's a way to even. I love that the name of the radio is Pindorama, because reclaiming, the name of the actual.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't speak Portuguese. I speak Brazilian.
Yeah. Actually, it's a good way to kind of challenge the.
And when someone asks me, "Where are you from?" I tell I am from Ranala.
Love. Yes.
Because it's where I'm living.
Yeah.
It's where I am.
Yeah.
So. Where are you really from? I'm from Ranala, Dublin 6. Do you know Dublin 6? This is where I'm from. And people get upset and they ask, "Oh, I didn't know that there was this accent in Ranala." Yes, there is.
That is now.
So, anyway, Nego Bispo que você conheceu, por
Not in
acaso.
person, but I met him through.
Okay,
Yeah.
books.
No books. He wrote 2 books. Actually, he's a Quilombola.
Okay.
So he went to school to learn, just so he
Do
could.
Piauí.
Yes.
É o piauiense.
Yeah.
Yes, I have to say this in português. Ele dizia que se alguém, ele falava assim, se alguém chega para mim e fala que o meu conhecimento é empírico, eu respondo para ele que o conhecimento dele é sintético.
Isso.
Então, o conhecimento sintético da academia convencionou que a gente deve falar português. E eu preciso resistir a isso, porque é um absurdo que até hoje, para beneficiar o povo europeu que nos invadiu e nos explorou e dizimou a população que vivia ali, ainda mantenha essa bobagem de dizer que a gente fala português, porque eu não falo português.
Mas a Lélia Gonzalez, ela vai falar que a gente fala português, né?
Português,
porque
exatamente.
toda a influência, all the influence that the black people has in the language called Portuguese, as in Brazilian Portuguese, it's like a response, because the African people, Afro-diasporic, I don't know how you want to call it, they couldn't really say the same words as Portuguese people, because completely different way of expressing the language. So we changed, we adapted a lot of things in Portuguese because of the African people.
Definitely. Actually, I was listening. Yeah, there is a Brazilian black teacher, and her name is Carlow Arts. She said she is a federal deputy at the moment, and she said, we don't really speak Portuguese. We speak Yoruba.
Oh wow!
And I say we speak Brazilian, or we speak, whatever. I don't speak Portuguese at all, and
Yoruba, it's a very different language.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, the influence of Yoruba is so much bigger than the influence of Portuguese. That's her point. Like what we are saying here. Yeah. So if you find expressions and the grammar and all, we have another language.
Yeah, it's a big statement. Yoruba. I speak more Portuguese.
It's not. Don't take it literally, okay? Don't take it like.
Because I'm trying to learn Yoruba. It is so hard.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite hard. Yeah.
But I think she's telling about influence.
Yeah. I'm sure that is a lot of words. That we say. especially in the queer community, actually.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Acque.
What is
Money.
acque? Money. Ah, yes, it's true. Yeah, I heard that before.
Yeah.
And
And many others.
and what do you do at the moment? Where are you working? How? So you're not in Dublin anymore?
Yeah, I
And
mean, I am pretty much in Dublin all the time.
Mhm.
I'm a full-time dancer.
Mhm.
And I teach in schools, I teach in different projects, and I perform with different dance companies. And yeah, I'm a freelance artist, really. So sometimes a bit of acting, a bit of dancing for companies, and yeah, that's it. When you're a freelancer, it's a funny one when people ask, "What do you do?"
I know. I remember that time.
Because a lot of projects you get involved, and then it finishes, and then you jump straight into another thing. So
Yeah, yeah. You are never on the same place for a long time. Yeah, never hit the chair.
No, I mean, I try my best to do that.
Yeah.
And actually, when I allowed myself to sit in a chair and start writing and you know planning a little bit more, you become what you actually want to, rather than what people are telling you to do.
What you should.
What you should do.
Very good.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about the? There was a premio that you got recently, the Irish Dance, I think. What was this?
Oh,
Sorry.
Right. You said the Irish dance. Now I'm getting confused. The national dance. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, the national dance of was like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I'm not sure.
Oh no. That was a year ago.
Year ago.
Yeah, this year it's just
Okay.
I'm a national dance residency partnership. So I am being supported by 4 different institutions.
Okay.
During the year.
And you also work with people with special needs.
Well, I worked once that my friend Kasha invited me. Yeah, with people with Down syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not special needs, just Down syndrome.
Yeah, that was a very specific. To be honest, sometimes I'm, doing various projects. There is always people with special needs in my classes, and I always make sure to accommodate them. But I haven't been advertising it.
Okay.
But it's just the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes happens, and I'm more than happy to bring them along without making any distance between.
Can capoeira take like this kind of special?
Oh yeah,
I think so as well.
100%.
Yeah.
I
think it's easy for capoeira.
It's easy for dance as well.
Dance, yes.
Yeah. Dance.
Contemporary dance, I think.
Well,
what dance
what
do you
is contemporary dance? I'm questioning this a lot because when I started dancing in Ireland, there was a choreographer called John Scott. He's quite famous. Everybody knows him. He was one of the first ones to talk about contemporary dance in Ireland. And John Scott, when he saw me dancing, he was like, "I'd love to have you, almost like doing an audition." And I was doing Afro-Brazilian dance and capoeira at the time, and I was like, why this guy wants me to do contemporary dance? And then I was questioning, like, would I be able to? Because normally, contemporary dance, they learn different genres, and then they combine all of them together. And for me, contemporary dance it's a product of, if you go to school and then you have a graduation, and then they need to name something, and then they pick the professionals who how to say, developed or discovered or created a methodology, and they call it contemporary dance. But I'm not the best person to make justice of explaining what contemporary dance is, and I don't like people who try to say something they don't know.
Okay.
So maybe we should invite a contemporary dancer to talk about contemporary dance here.
I just said to do this, and then you started explaining.
I know, that's our mind, because our mind is trying to, explain everything.
Yeah.
And yet, I always like to challenge people and go like, okay, what is contemporary? Am I in the contemporary time?
Is
and my
where we
contemporary
are.
artist. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you do African dance. This is what you do.
Afro-Brazilian.
Afro-Brazilian dance. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what you
And
do.
yeah, well, my school, it's Capoeira. So that's where all my movements comes from. So when I start doing my transition with Afro-Brazilian dance, pretty much after the pandemic, I went to a master called Tati Campelo, and she was the one who was teaching me all the methodology to learn about Afro-Brazilian dance. And then after, I was more with Master Vera Passos, and that is also Master Rosângela Silvestre, and she's going to be very short with us here in Portugal, and I'm traveling there to have 2 days workshop. Actually, can I invite people to come?
Of course, please do.
Yeah, so and the 2nd and the 3rd of November,
yes.
in Portugal, Lisbon, my friend and dear and amazing dancer, Jorge Cipriano, he's organizing festival. Yeah, I was going to say workshop, but it's a festival called Agda. That's I think is a 3rd year. I'm not sure, but he's bringing Master Rosângela Silvestre to teach 2 full days of workshop with Dança dos Orixás in Afro-Brazilian dance and much more. And there is also Luana or Luciana, not sure, but I can bring more teaching capo flow, capoeira with different movements, and yeah, I'm going to be there.
And you can also follow her on Instagram. You can find Alessandra Azevici.
Yes, Alessandra Azevici.
Yes.
Which used to be Azevedo.
Okay.
But now I just changed it recently. People are like, why did you change your name?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very much to connect with my roots in a way. So, Ileaye Azevici.
Yeah.
I got the inspiration from that. But there is a stone called Azevici. It's a dark stone.
Okay.
That comes from Egypt. So I'm trying to be, be surrounded by any signal that brings back the kind of idea of the ancestors, and calling the energy to be around me as well.
Very good. And you also have a website where people can find you.
Yeah, Alessandra Dancer.
Alessandra Dancer, yes. And queria te fazer uma última pergunta. We only have 3 minutes, I think.
No.
Yes. I know, she knows, she's just doing the same. Você não acha que existe uma pressão muito grande para os brasileiros que vivem aqui, para que eles empreendam e para que eles façam alguma coisa? E isso transforma a vida deles. Você até falou, acho que em algum momento você disse alguma coisa que você estava sendo, quando você estava trabalhando demais, fazendo muitas coisas, que foi que você falou mesmo, que você estava sendo consumida, alguma coisa assim, porque você só trabalhava e não tinha tempo de, né, fazer tudo aquilo, enfim. Essa semana eu estava conversando com uma pessoa, com uma outra brasileira, que aliás eu queria dar um salve para os brasileiros todos que estão nos ouvindo, e ela falou, eu me sinto uma laranja espremida. E isso é uma coisa muito ruim, exatamente pela dificuldade que é sobreviver como estudante imigrante, mesmo que seja só por um curto espaço de tempo. Você não acha que existe uma pressão e um senso comum de que os brasileiros vão chegar a empreender e que vai ficar tudo bem? Como é que você vê isso, pra gente meio que encerrar? Porque você falou que você é uma dançarina freelancer. Ser freelancer não é uma coisa fácil. Eu já vivi como freelancer 1 minuto. Ok, 1 minute. O que você pensa disso? E que mensagem você deixa para os brasileiros que estão aqui? Uma mensagem pra gente encerrar esse programa. Te convidando já para voltar.
Eu adoraria voltar pra gente continuar. Inclusive, essa 1 minuto não vai ser o suficiente para responder. Mas cada pessoa é uma pessoa diferente, sabe? Tem gente que vem de um background que já tem uma estrutura familiar, já tem uma orientação, né, financeira e tudo mais. Tem pessoas que realmente não têm estrutura e vêm aprender aqui na raça, que foi o meu caso. Então, acho que
Somos duas.
Cada pessoa, né, dentro de sua trajetória, vai ser confrontado com os desafios conforme o que o presente vai te dar. Então, não tem fórmula. Eu acho que sim, por muito tempo a gente pode sentir essa laranja espremida. Mas o que a gente está fazendo com o suco que está saindo dessa laranja, né, meu povo? Eu acho que é por aí. Vamos espremer a laranja? Vamos espremer? Tem que espremer, trabalho tem que ser feito. Mas está rendendo esse suco que está saindo da sua laranja? Está alimentando? Está se autoalimentando? O que não dá é sair do Brasil, vir para cá, ficar fomentando um sistema que não vai ter retorno nenhum para você. E por isso que eu saí da linha de tipo, eu vou fazer o que eu amo, não interessa, sabe? Mesmo sendo freelance, com muitos desafios, eu vou pra cama, eu durmo e eu falo, eu faço o que eu amo, eu tô na minha missão, tô fulfilling my soul with what I do. E aí eu permito que as pessoas se alimentem do que eu tô trazendo para essa mesa, não somente a mim, né? Enfim.
Okay, we have to go. Can you come back, please?
Eu vou voltar.
Wonderful. I will let you know that you made a promise and you have to keep your word.
Sim.
Thank you very much.
Eu quero voltar para falar sobre contra-colonização e mestre nego bispo.
Vamos
falar? Que esse é um assunto bem gostoso.
Eu quero falar sobre isso também. Thank you so much for being there. We have a music to close this Pindorama today, and I want to remind you that next Monday, it's bank holiday, but we will be here, me and Alison, and a guest for you, and you will have time to enjoy, to send us message, and to take part here. Pindorama is an initiative of Radio Dublin South FM. I thank you, Alison, for coming. Thank you for listening, and please come back next week, and thank you, Alison.
Thanks, Fernanda. Obrigada.
Very nice to meet you. It's okay.